Imagine a country surrounded by land on all sides, no sparkling coastlines, no bustling ports. This is the reality for landlocked countries. Being landlocked means being geographically isolated, lacking direct access to the sea. Coastlines are like gateways to the world, connecting countries through shipping routes that crisscross the globe. They are lifelines for trade, making it cheaper and easier to transport goods internationally. Landlocked countries face unique challenges because of their geography. Their lack of direct access to the sea can hinder economic growth and development. Without coastlines, these nations often struggle to compete in the global marketplace. This essay will explore the reasons why landlocked countries often face economic hardships and discuss potential solutions to overcome these obstacles. One of the biggest hurdles for landlocked countries is the cost of trade. Transporting goods over land to reach international markets is expensive. This is because landlocked countries must rely on their neighbors for access to ports. This often involves crossing borders, navigating different customs regulations, and dealing with varying levels of infrastructure. These logistical challenges add significant costs to exports and imports. These higher transportation costs make products from landlocked countries less competitive in the global market. Businesses in these countries may struggle to find international buyers for their goods. They might also face higher costs for importing essential raw materials and machinery. The contrast between coastal and landlocked nations is stark. Coastal countries, with their direct access to sea routes, often experience faster economic growth. Take Singapore, for example, a small island nation that has become a global trade hub thanks to its strategic location and efficient port infrastructure. On the other hand, landlocked countries like Bolivia and Paraguay in South America face significant challenges in accessing global markets. Their reliance on neighboring countries for port access hinders their ability to fully participate in international trade. This geographical disadvantage can limit their economic potential. Landlocked countries are inherently dependent on their neighbors. They rely on their neighbors' goodwill for access to ports, transportation routes, and often even energy resources. This dependence can create political and economic vulnerabilities. Disputes with neighboring countries can disrupt trade and have severe consequences for landlocked nations. For instance, if a landlocked country has a political disagreement with a neighbor that controls its access to the sea, its trade could come to a standstill. This vulnerability highlights the importance of strong diplomatic relations and regional cooperation for landlocked countries. Section 5. Infrastructure hurdles in landlocked countries. Efficient transportation infrastructure is crucial for economic development. Landlocked countries often face significant challenges in this area. Building and maintaining roads and railways to connect with neighboring nations can be costly and complex. The mountainous terrain in many landlocked countries adds to these infrastructure challenges. Without well-developed infrastructure, it becomes even more expensive to transport goods. This can make it difficult for businesses in landlocked countries to compete on price with those in coastal regions. Poor infrastructure also discourages foreign investment, further hindering economic growth. Section 6. Overcoming challenges, regional cooperation. So how can landlocked countries overcome these geographic disadvantages? One key solution is regional cooperation. By working closely with their neighbors, landlocked countries can improve access to ports and transportation corridors. This cooperation can involve joint infrastructure projects, streamlined customs procedures, and harmonized trade policies. Regional trade agreements can also be beneficial, creating larger markets and fostering economic integration. When landlocked countries work together with their coastal neighbors, they can create a more favorable environment for trade and economic growth. Section 7. Investing in the future infrastructure development. Investing in infrastructure is another vital step for landlocked countries. This includes developing efficient road and rail networks that connect them to ports in neighboring countries. Modernizing transportation infrastructure can significantly reduce transportation costs and improve connectivity to global markets. Investing in technology, such as digital platforms for trade facilitation, can also streamline customs procedures and reduce bureaucratic hurdles. By improving their infrastructure and embracing technology, landlocked countries can become more competitive in the global economy. Section 8, Technological Innovations, Bridging the Gap. Technology is playing an increasingly important role in connecting landlocked countries to the global economy. The internet and digital platforms are breaking down traditional barriers to trade. E-commerce, for instance, allows businesses in landlocked countries to reach customers worldwide without needing physical access to ports. Moreover, advancements in transportation technology, such as more efficient cargo planes and the development of new transportation routes, are opening up new possibilities for landlocked countries to access global markets. By embracing these technological advancements, landlocked nations can mitigate some of their geographical disadvantages. Section 9. Conclusion: a hopeful future. While being landlocked presents undeniable challenges, it is not an insurmountable barrier to economic success. By focusing on regional cooperation, investing in efficient infrastructure, and embracing technological advancements, landlocked countries can overcome these obstacles and achieve sustainable economic growth. The key is to turn geographical limitations into opportunities for innovation and collaboration. By adopting forward-looking policies and fostering strong partnerships, landlocked countries can unlock their economic potential and secure a prosperous future for their citizens. The global community also has a role to play in supporting these nations' efforts to overcome their unique geographical challenges.